Hello, I'm Dr. Lucas Watterson from Morgantown, West Virginia, representing Mountain State Wellness, where we take care of people with natural health care. Today, I would like to actually share with you a principle that guides the chiropractic profession. In fact, it's the major premise that guides the entire profession, and that is this, is that the nervous system of the body is the master system and therefore controls every organ, tissue, and cell in the entire human body. And the other opposite principle is if a spine becomes injured and misaligned, if one of the 23 segments in the spine become out of alignment and causes irritation to one of the nerves coming out of the spine, of which there are 31 pairs of spinal nerves, then it's going to lead to some level of dysfunction or discomfort or eventually dis-ease in a particular organ in which that nerve goes to. In order to prove my point today, I'd like to share with you a study that was done all the way back in 1921, referred to as the Windsor autopsy. The Windsor autopsy study was done by a doctor, a medical doctor, in fact, from University of Pennsylvania, and he set out to prove whether or not a misaligned vertebra causing irritation or injury to a nerve would actually result in an organ or tissue becoming diseased. And so the way he did his study was he actually took and studied and examined very closely 75 human cadavers and 22 cat cadavers. And what he was trying to do in his study was he's trying to actually determine whether or not he found a misaligned vertebra in the spine and a nerve root that was irritated or injured because of that, which then resulted in the organ at the end of that nerve actually becoming diseased. And what Dr. Windsor actually found after examining 75 human cadavers and 22 cat cadavers is a 96% correlation. A direct connection, 96% direct connection, that when he found a misaligned vertebra in the spine causing irritation to the sympathetic nerve root of that spinal nerve, and the organ at the end was fully diseased. And then he actually alternatively read the autopsy reports because he didn't know what they had died from prior to the study, and he found the 96% correlation between the misaligned vertebra, the nerve root coming out of there, and the organ that actually became diseased, which was the cause of death for that particular cadaver. Now this is fascinating because what he ultimately did was he actually proved the principle of chiropractic, which is, once again, the nervous system is the master system and it controls every organ, tissue, and cellular function in the entire human body. And if there's an accident or injury that causes shifting of the spine leading to irritation of the nerve, it's ultimately going to have some level of discomfort, dysfunction, and disease on that particular organ. This is why we suggest that people actually have their spine evaluated by a chiropractor whether they have pain symptoms or not. You could essentially have an injury to your spine which is leading to some level of organ dysfunction and could easily be corrected by simply having your spine evaluated by a skilled chiropractor who can actually take and gently shift it back into position, relieving the irritation to the nerves and allowing your body to restore its function. Now, some of the organs that were discovered to have diseases are serious organs, things that we need to have in order for us to survive. Like, for example, in the autopsy report, people had died from heart disease, lung disease, liver disease, stomach disease, kidney, bladder, and even prostate diseases, and all of those showed a 96% correlation back to an injured area of the spine. So, when you're thinking about going to a chiropractor, don't always think about relieving a headache or a neck pain or a low back pain or even sciatica. Think of it as, is my body functioning properly? And if I have some level of dysfunction and I have a history of some type of head, neck, or spinal injury, I very well may be better served by seeking chiropractic care to restore my health back to normal than simply seeking medical advice or medical care and taking a prescription medication. Once again, my name is Dr. Lucas Watterson from Mountain State Wellness, where we help people increase their human vitality.